Hi, I'm Scott Cunningham, and I'm here in New York at the 2015 IAB Ad Technology Marketplace. We're just finishing up our town halls. These sessions allow attendees to collaborate on solutions for the industry and also set the agenda moving forward. Let's hear what they had to say with Beyond the Banner, driving brand awareness with new ad formats.
The first thing we talked about was just the adoption of native and non-standard formats, what that looks like, and specifically through programmatic. So one of the things I think that came up was just in our overall ecosystem, there's so many players that are involved, from DSPs to exchanges to publishers, obviously the agencies and buy side, and there's a lot of kind of moving parts. So when we launch a new format like this programmatically, it's really critical that everyone be on the same page and be able to align what they're doing, because that's what enables people to really transact these new formats in kind of a fluid, scalable way. So we kind of talked about ways that through industry bodies like the IAB, we can work to get everyone on the same page as these new formats are becoming available.
Yeah, I think that everyone's seeing, brand dollars shift towards programmatic, and everyone's really excited to be able to test out some different new formats. In terms of adoption, what we also kind of found out is that, we're trying to move native forward, but it actually turns out that even when it comes to some more standardized units, thinking about display and some of the high impact units that have been around for a while and have been IAB standard for a while, even those people are finding challenging buying, through OpenRTB or programmatically as well. So that was an interesting finding there. But
that's right. So the second thing we spoke about was really how publishers can kind of participate in the new formats that are coming out, and also how, I guess, smaller publishers or even smaller advertisers can also take advantage of some of these new formats. We kind of identified that a lot of bigger publishers already have their own native solution, or maybe their own product, their own execution that they're able to deliver on their own site. But we know that that approach of a one-off site type buy doesn't necessarily scale for the advertisers. Now, for the smaller publishers, maybe the mid-tier type publishers, what we identified was that now that different platforms that offer a execution that is native or that's non-standard, that are more scalable, are becoming available programmatically. We had companies in the room like obviously GumGum, also TripleLift, OpenX, and some others who are really able to offer more of a scalable solution to also help publishers monetize, to be more part of their tech stack that can hopefully drive some of that adoption among the smaller to mid-tier type publishers as well.
yeah, I think some of the smaller guys, obviously it's a little bit more challenging for them, even when it comes up, with viewability, like we saw in earlier sessions, where, they don't always have the resources to redesign their site in order to accommodate some of these newer standards. And that really led into the third topic that we covered, which is really about a discussion around, does standardization negatively impact authenticity, and really sort of, as brands are trying to get involved in this space, does having these standards set out for them negatively impact them, and is there a fine balance there? And I think that we really see it being a good thing. Standardization does not have to mean uniformity in terms of a look or feel or anything like that, but it's really with the help of industry organizations like the IAB, trying to help make it easier, especially for some of these smaller tier 2, tier 3 publishers, and even advertisers trying to figure out a way in that gives them some guidelines in terms of making it easier for them to take advantage of some of these newer formats.
That's right, and we definitely, I think, all agreed that the standardization can really benefit all of the different parties that are involved in kind of that value exchange, making it easier to transact, just in general, more scalable. And we identified that RTB 2.3 specifications that apply to now having more of a standard format for native are definitely a key part of that, specifically for native, although there could potentially still be a few challenges that were brought up by some of the folks in the room around, even though the specifications that exist for how you transact programmatically now are there, some of the assets that are actually required for some of the different buys from site to site to site could potentially still be a bit different. So there was still identified as a little bit of work to get all the way there, specifically on the native side as well.
So I think just to wrap it up, I mean, everyone's super excited, and I think especially, these kind of non-traditional ad formats are really well suited to help branding dollars shift towards programmatic, but there's definitely still a lot of work to be done in helping adopt those standards, getting them into place, and then being able to roll them out and making them sort of standard in the industry. So.
That's right. It was great to hear that there's a lot of excitement and just overall demand for these formats from the buy side out there. So I think for us, we've started the conversation today, being part of this IAB event and getting people in the room on the same page. So we look forward to continuing to have more of these kind of conversations and really working to move the ball forward that can help scale it and grow it for everyone in the industry.
Thanks.
Thank you.